everyone. Welcome to the material for English 2 for Diploma 3, KU31201. Still with me, Miss Monalisa Pasaribu. And now we are in the video for week 5, 2 more weeks before we have our midterm exam. Yeah, so let's check the material for this week. The topic is about information technology. So let's check the material. So now, as you can see, the agenda for this video, the outline for this video is we're going to have a review from last week's material, and then we also will talk about the topic for week 5, which is about information technology. And for this week, the objective is for students to be able to execute or to use the grammar of past tense in a passive voice for expressing the ideas about information technology. Okay, so integrating the grammar towards that context of information technology. The grammar will be about past tense in passive voice. So let us check the material for today. So as a quick review for the material from last week, everyone, we were talking about the topic from last week, which is about the technology in sport, and then we also talk about the grammar review, which already been discussed in the first semester, which is about made from, used to, and used for. So I don't think it will be difficult. So just a quick review, because we were talking about the components of a sport item. Then I'm bringing this a little bit to your daily device, which is phone. So what is phone? This phone. What is phone mainly made of? Okay, so have a look at your own phone, and are you actually familiar with the components of the phone, and do you know what is it mainly made of? Okay, so have a look at your phone, and then after that have a look, decide what it is made of. For this question, I would like you to post this answer in our YouTube comment. Okay, now we go to the material for this week. So as a quick warm-up, everyone, I have 5 words or phrases over here. We have the first one is soft skill, okay, and then the second one we have face-to-face, and then the third one we have help desk, and then we have problem solving and software and hardware. So how far do you actually understand these words? I want you to have a look. If you don't know the meaning, I want you to have a look at today's reading, because today's reading actually give you a little bit contextual meaning of these words. Okay, and then after you read this week's reading, I want you to post the meaning in our discussion forum in e-course for week 5. Okay, so what are the meanings of these words? So I'm not looking for the definition of it, because obviously you can look for it in the dictionary, but how do you understand the meaning of these words? Like, for example, soft skill, skills that are soft, is it? Or face-to-face, is it like you meet someone's face? Is it like that? Okay, give me your understanding of these words and phrases, and post it in our discussion forum for week 5. Okay, and this is the reading for this week, everyone. It's about an IT support technician named Diana Mayo. Okay, so for this reading, I want you to record your voice, and then later I want you to check I will check some of your reading recordings, and then we'll check your pronunciation later. Now very quickly there will be a comprehension question over here about true and false. So if you have read it, I reckon you can answer these questions. Okay, there are 5 quick questions, so have a look and answer this in your practicum notes. Now we will talk about the past passive. So we have already discussed about present passive in the first semester. Obviously the passive voice act the same way whatever the tenses are. Okay, so we use the past passive to describe action in the past where the action is more important than the agent. Okay, so you want to show that the action is done or finished, or it's more important than the agent performing the action, or where the agent is not known, or where the subject is not known. So you just want to say, point out the action. Okay, and because it's in the past tense, so something that happened in the past. So the formula for this is actually quite similar to the one we have for present passive, which is the object starts first because it's passive voice, and because it's past tense, then we use was and were, and then followed by verb 3, which is the past participle. So for example, if you're using the word the teacher corrected the mistake, then the mistake the mistake is the object. The mistakes here is the object, and then you change it into you put it in the front. Okay, over here, the mistakes were corrected by the teacher. Okay, so why am I using were over here? It's because there are more than one subject. So mistake in a plural form, so you use were. And then after that, for this one, this is optional. If you think that you want to put the agent or the subject or the doer, you can say it. You can put it like that. But if you if you want to eliminate that, it's also quite okay. Okay, so that's the passive voice. And the other example for the negative form, if the active voice is he didn't give the wallet, then here is the object. The object is the wallet. Okay, and the wallet, you put the wallet, the word the wallet in the front, and because it's singular, then you use was. Okay, and then because it's negative, then you put and not over here, and then because give is the verb, then you use verb 3 over here, which is verb given. Okay, and then this is the agent or the doer. Okay, so he didn't give the wallet wasn't given by him. Okay, so that's the example of passive voices. So now we will have a quick exercise, everyone. There are 3 questions over here. So the thing that you need to understand when to use was or were is when you see that the subject or the object previously that becomes the subject in a passive sentence is singular or plural. Whether the object that becomes the subject in the passive voice are singular or plural. Okay, so if it is singular, you use was. If it is plural, you use were. Okay, so I think this one is quite easy for you to do. Therefore, you can continue with the first practice, which is changing the sentence into passive. So I think this is very easy. You just need to move the passive, the object becomes the subject, and then make sure that you know whether the object is actually in the object that becomes the subject is in singular or plural, and then after that change the verb into verb 3, and then you add by someone. That's optional. Okay, so that's for practice 1. Now, as the second before we go to the second practice, you also need to do this one. So this is a matching exercise. So which are related to IT, information technology, and related to computer use. So if you want to say something, for example, you click on what do you click on? Okay, if you want to display, what do you display? If you want to serve, what do you serve? Okay, so match the words or the phrases in column A with the phrases or the word or the phrases in column B, and then with this matching, after you've done the matching, what you need to do is to use the match phrases to create sentences in past passive voice. For example, if there is a word in A column, download, and B, picture, then you download picture. So if you want to create a sentence in past passive voice, you can create something like this. Pictures from the assignment were downloaded from the internet. So why are we using were over here? Because obviously the object that becomes the subject in the passive voice are in plural form. So you use were for the to be in the passive voice. Okay, and because the verb over here is download, then you use verb 3 for the word download, which is downloaded. So you put ed at the end of the verb. Okay, and then the other one was the extra information to it. Okay, so that's what you need to do for the second practice. Please prepare this. So please do the exercise and the practice work, and we will discuss it later in our practicum session. Yeah. And everyone, as an additional exercise for you, you can do it, but you don't have to do it if you think it's not. If you think that is not something that you can do, then what I need you to do after you make the sentence in the past passive voice, I want you to actually change this past passive voice into past active voice. Okay, so let's say, for example, for this sentence, pictures for the assignment were downloaded from the internet. In the sentence, we don't actually have the agent or the subject for this sentence, so you can make any subject to this sentence. Okay, the idea is you don't forget, because the active sentence needs to have a subject. Then the subject, the verb for the subject needs to be in the past tense, which is verb 2. Okay, so for example, for this sentence, I'll go with I. For example, I downloaded the pictures for the assignment from the internet. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Okay, so this is the example for the active voice, and this is the example for the passive voice. So this is something that you need to do, that you can do as a practice, as an individual practice, so you can see the development of the sentence in the past tense, both in active voice and in passive voice. If you have issues with this, you are most welcome again to ask me questions about this grammar. Yeah. And so that would bring me to the end of my video, everyone. Thank you very much. Next week we will be talking about the appropriate technology, and then we will also discuss about related grammar towards this material. Okay, and make sure that you come for the next 2 meetings, especially in our synchronous meeting, because I will give you information related to our midterm exam. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and here are the references, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our practicum session for week 5. Again, if you have question for your for this material, you are most welcome to ask me through our group, or by email if you want to, or in our practicum session later. Okay, thank you very much everyone. I'll see you in the practicum session. Goodbye and stay healthy.